What did your creative writing degrees teach you?
The main thing they taught me, and this applies for both my BA and my MA, which I did in different places, was that it really taught me confidence in my writing, speaking, and editing abilities. Because before that, the only public speaking I'd really done was like reading someone else's poetry in assembly. And I enjoyed that, but I had no confidence as a performer or like reading something that I had written. And I mentioned before that one of my modules for my BA was storytelling, and that taught me a lot about storytelling, basically, which is a verbal art form. And then, as part of my MA, I actually hosted the launch event. And the only way my classmates would let me host the launch event was if I read my own work at the same time. So I was absolutely shitting it, but I also really enjoyed it at the same time and then carried on doing poetry readings from then on. So it really did teach me a lot about myself as a writer and what I was capable of if I just push myself that little bit more outside of my comfort zone and had as much faith in myself as my friends do.
That's really cool. I like that. I think it's so important to get out of your comfort zone and to try new things, especially when they terrify you sometimes. I think for me, the biggest thing I learned that I could take away and continue to use afterwards was resiliency. I mean, there were parts of the degree, the master's, where I just didn't want to continue, and I really struggled to get to the end of the project. And I'll be honest, I just didn't care enough at some points to want to continue, but I did continue. I pushed through. I paid for this degree, I'm gonna can finish it. Getting to the end and seeing that I can push myself to do that was very good for me, and it's something I would definitely take forward. Even when I didn't want to finish the project, it's hard enough to push yourself to finish a project that you are enjoying sometimes, but to be able to do that when I, let's say, hated the project by the end, was much harder, but I think I've grown a lot stronger because of it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I saw how much you struggled to finish that dissertation, but how you were determined to do it. And I think that it's put you in a very, very powerful position going forward because that first book is the hardest. And you've already learned a lot of those skills from doing your dissertation, from listening to this podcast. Well, not listening to it, being a part of this podcast. And from basically all the mistakes you've seen people like me make.
Hopefully, you can be my cautionary tale.
I try. I very much try.
As a weird coincidence, my degree arrived in the post today.
That is a weird coincidence.
So I can now, put that away in the drawer with the first one.